My personal interests, in high school and college were muscle cars. I had 442s, I had GTOs, I had Mustang Mach 1s. And as I got older, I was just looking for something a little bit more unique, with a little bit more history, which drew me to Packard. So my first honest connection it wasn't really with the car, it was actually with the company. It's just such an interesting story of the automobiles and the engineering. The car you see behind me is the senior line of Packard. They were designed, engineered, and built in Detroit, Michigan. I actually found this car in a Hemmings ad and replied to the gentleman in Mishawaka, Indiana, just outside of South Bend. My younger brother and I, Michael, went to see the car, drove the car. It was the first time I had seen a Packard Caribbean convertible in person. The day the Packard Caribbean arrived was so exciting. It was a big yellow enclosed car carrier, and the unnerving part about it was there's only one operator to operate the lift, so I was tasked with backing the car onto the platform, hoping the car would stop. Long story short, we got the car on the ground, was very excited to be behind the wheel, took it around the neighborhood. This is number 240 of 276 made, and about 100 of them known to still exist. So the car has a rich history, a lot of documentation. It drives wonderfully. It just drives like a modern car. This particular model has twin 4-barrel carburetors, so it's rated at 310 horsepower, 490 foot-pounds of torque. The V8 with two 4 barrels has no problem pulling it down the road. So it's a very capable car, very unusual car. When people see it, they're often don't know what it is. The original owner was an officer in the Studebaker Packard Corporation who drove this car from 1956 until he traded it in to the Newman Altman Studebaker Packard dealership in South Bend in 1962. And it was actually Leo Newman and his partner Nate Altman that bought the Avanti rights to build the Avanti automobile. So I actually have pictures of this Packard Caribbean convertible being parked in the Avanti manufacturing facility, which I found very interesting. So this 1956 Packard Caribbean convertible has most of the same amenities you'd expect on a modern luxury car. The interior is very ornate for a typical 1950s car. You can see the push-button automatic, which was made for Packard by Autolite. It's a very sophisticated system where once you're going over 5 miles an hour, you can't put it in park or reverse. The interior also has cigarette lighters at all 4 corners. It also has the Wonderbar radio, which is the same concept today as a scan radio, where you can just push a bar and it'll go to the next station. Also has power rear antennas. So the rear antennas masts on the back of the car extend up to about 5 feet. The car also has marker lights, which were one of the first cars to have side marker lights. So one of the more unique characteristics are the seat cushions, both bottom and back. And one of the things that they did was put leather material on one side of the cushion and brocade cloth on the other. So if I just take a seat cushion and I can flip it over from the leather side to the cloth side, you can change the entire personality of the inside of the car. So this is my second Packard. It's called the 400. It's a hardtop. I originally purchased that car as a parts car for this car, but because it was so complete, with complete chrome, with a complete interior, with a complete engine and suspension, I just couldn't bring myself to part the car out. So these cars are not only just wonderful cars to drive, but they are so different from their contemporaries at Ford or Chrysler or Cadillac. Everything went wrong for Packard towards the end of 1956. What they decided to do was stop offering Packard as a line, and a real preeminent automobile manufacturer in America just went quietly into the night.